Alright, yeah, here we go. Part 2. Lucius, Oblivion's Edge, and Myca, the Chimeric Phoenix. God damn. Okay, we go from left to right. We start with my favorite, the one I have the most hopes for, Lucius.
Our research begins.
First off, range. Standard marksman range. HP, standard HP at 11,000. Attack, standard HP at 3,700. Cost at 12, rather low. Block 1 makes sense, or you could technically write block 0. MRES, 939 standard, and a standard 2-second attack interval. So he is your base cut marksman. But what about his skills? Here we go. Talent. After every basic attack landed, there's a 25% chance to launch a pursuit with his crossbow, dealing 80% damage. So if he shoots his crossbow, and then there's a 25% chance to shoot his crossbow after the target. Okay. Every 2 pursuits triggered, so every 25% triggered, inflicts the hero with 1 damnation. When the hero reaches 5 damnation stacks, the hero triggers Demonic Embrace and clears his rage, so he can't ult. Probably. Increases damage by 280%, so I'm guessing it's the same as Zillitu. So let's have a look at Zillitu again. Zillitu, we have right here an ultimate that says when triggered deals 380% extra damage in a larger range, but it's only a 2.8 multiplier. So yeah, let's go back to him. Obviously, massive increase of 180% extra damage, which is huge. And reduces attack interval by 30%. So let's say he has a 1 second interval, then he now has a 0.7 second interval. Each basic attack is guaranteed to trigger a pursuit. So each basic attack also deals 80% extra damage. And during the effect cannot activate the ultimate, restore rage, or be inflicted with damnation. So he's just in that stance. He can neither trigger it instantly after nor regenerate rage. Okay. Okay, and also the Demonic Embrace cannot be activated during the ultimate. Okay. Basic attack. Deals 120% damage to one enemy one time, prioritizing airborne units. Alright. Pretty standard. Tainted Spirit. During the effect of Demonic Embrace, so the transformation, every attack ignores 30% defense. During the ultimate, increases single target damage by 40%. So a buff for the ultimate and defense reduction for the Demonic Embrace. Okay. Crack Shot. When attacking elites or bosses, so for example the guild boss, the trigger chance of pursuit increases by 15%, so from 25 to 40%, and basic attacks restore 12 extra rage. Let's have a look at his rage auto. So he regenerates rage auto at 14. And then, see, the problem with rage on attack, you can't really look it up, right? We only know that rage regen increases it. So we have to test it in the guild boss, which I'll do for you. So we know how much damage or how much rage he actually restores per hit. That is Crack Shot. And then lastly, the ultimate, Exorcism. What a dope ass name. Loads the weapon with Sanctified Bolts, increasing his damage by 30% for 20 seconds. So a 1.3x multiplier. Basic attacks and pursuits deal an extra 150% damage one time. So every basic attack and every pursuit extra deal 150% extra. Okay. Pursuit has a 4% chance to dispel a buff from the target upon hit. Buff dispel. Okay. Does that hint at PvP? Different fights? Buffs? We gotta see. When activated, dispels all damnations inflicted and the hero won't be inflicted with damnation during ultimate. Okay, so just from the kit, it looks like you either pick the dark side, so Demonic Embrace, or the light side, Exorcism, because you can't have both. Lastly, let's have a look at the awakenings. Number 1, increases pursuit's damage by 25%. Seems strong. 300 attack. Enhanced. During the ultimate, pursuit inflicts stun. Sure. And damage reduction. Okay. So nothing super offensive, but more in the crowd control / defensive area. Then all damage plus 8%. I think that's the first time I see all damage plus 8 as an A4. And then during the demonic embrace, dealing damage each time increases attack by 2% up to a maximum of 36%. This effect lasts until the end of demonic embrace. Okay. So 36% attack boost. Now my question is, how the hell do you... Oh, it's a 20-second cool... Yeah. Okay, so 20 seconds is the damnation duration. Okay. Then, yeah, honestly, so far I'm super happy with this kit. You'll obviously have already seen how the abilities look by this point. And on to the next one. Oh, mama. Myca, the Cheric Phoenix. So she's basically a harpy. That's pretty much it. And jiggle physics as usual on point. Kinda weird that she got bird skulls around her. Isn't that kinda like cannibalism? But yeah, enough of the talking around. Let's get to the talent. Triggers a blazing plume for every 4 basic attacks. Blazing plume deals 50% magic damage 3 times and inflicts burning for 5 seconds. So you can imagine it as dealing instantly 3 stacks or 3 times 10 stack burn and then applying a burn. Okay. When blazing plume hits an enemy inflicted with burning, so the 20% continuous magic damage that can stack, there is a 50% chance to trigger Conflagration. Conflagration deals 300% magic damage. Each burning inflicted on a target increases Conflagration's damage by 10%. So at 7 burns you deal 370% damage with a 50% chance every 4 attacks. That sounds crazy. Next off, magic attack. So I guess she's throwing feathers. You'll see it already. Deals 120% magic damage to an enemy. Pretty standard. Incendiary Rage or Incendiary Rage. Every time Blazing Plume is triggered, so the ability or the effect that happens every 4 basic attacks, she increases her crit damage by 12%, stacking up to 5 times. So 60% crit damage increase. During the ultimate, the crit damage increase is doubled and all stacks are removed after the ultimate ends. So leading up to the ultimate and throughout the ultimate, you have either 60 or 120% crit damage increase, which seems like a big indicator to build her with attack rather than crit damage. And then you lose all stacks and then build them up again. So 20 basic attacks is what it takes to get obviously 4 basic attacks, 1 Blazing Plume. So 20 basic attacks equals the Incendiary Rage. Sharp Quill deals a 50% increased damage to enemies with shields, and that already gives you 2 areas where she's going to be really, really needed. Number 1, guild boss progression and just guild boss damage overall, because the faster you rate the guild boss shield, the more your units can deal damage against the actual boss and earn blood. And then obviously Infernal Faction Trial. For all those that are missing Satrum, she might even replace him, and that is something we're going to test later down the line, her versus Satrum, because this is a pretty obvious challenge to the Shield King. Next off, Blazing Plumage. When activated, ignores 50% of the enemy's defense. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. That is basically Sealer's normal shots. Okay. The number of basic attacks required for triggering Blazing Plume is reduced to 2. Okay, sure. And then this effect lasts for 30 seconds. Absolutely mental. Which leaves us with, oh, her base stats. God damn it, let's not forget those. So 10k HP standard 3725, which is is 17 less attack than Lucius for whatever reason. Then we got a 2-second interval and 12 cost. So base stat wise, Lucian and her are pretty similar. Now Awakenings. Number 1, when attacking enemies with the shield, so guild boss or faction trial at the moment, increases attack speed by 150 for 5 seconds, and that probably refreshes, which is crazy. Then the A2, 300 flat attack, magnificent. Conflagration guarantees a crit hit. Honestly, not that big. Fun A3, not that big, because you're going to want to beat her with 100% crit rate anyway. Then 5% penetration, and the A5. During the ultimate, the chance of conflagration triggering increases to 100%. So you're going to deal 370% extra damage every 2 attacks. I don't know. I feel like Setram is about to get his ass handed to him. Obviously there's no discussion when it comes to range, but holy, she's looking fire. But I gotta give it to Lucius. Man, his kid seems so fucking unique, and it's about time the Watcher faction actually start to get some support. Cheric, see you later. You're not the best Watcher marksman anymore. Legendary Watcher marksman. So yeah, this has been it. As usual, if you appreciated the effort, if you appreciated the video, leave a like, consider subscribing, leave a comment if you're fancy, and we see each other in the next one.